Do you want to start with a thing, like an introduction, like a welcome to this podcast. You're strapped in for the next 35 minutes. Fasten your seatbelts to keep your arms and legs inside the ride. You're about to slouch.
That's the entire podcast. It's just you talking in that voice. Hey, get ready, folks. And then it's been 15 minutes. Are they actually going to start the podcast?
So I thought I'd try out this new podcast, but it's shit.
Like, how do people usually introduce? Like, how do people start podcasts?
Like a noise, like a boom,
like a jingle, or like a.
Well, the two podcasts that I listen to the most have like a slow.
We don't have much experience.
Yeah, they have like a music, like a sound. Fairly simple, like a gong or like a
gong.
Yeah, maybe like pick an instrument that means something to us.
Do we have any emotional attachment to any instruments?
I don't have emotional attachment to anything.
We did. We had a bit once, didn't we? With what was it? With a violin or something?
We wanted to play one.
Because we listened to the Seinfeld thing. What was that? A violin?
The double bass.
It was a double bass.
Boom, boom, boom.
And then we were pretending to be a big black guy playing. was that just in my head? I was like, I'm a big black guy.
I was just a normal double bass player.
I feel like we were. Oh yeah, I remember now. That was the. Oh, okay. So you a funny boy. So you a funny boy now? Yeah. That was that. I guess the way you start a podcast is to introduce yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then explain like what the podcast is going to be.
I guess.
And then.
Would I just start then with an introduction?
Hey, my name.
Damn, my bit.
Okay, so this could either be like really awkward and cringy, or it could be good, I guess.
Does it help us?
So how do we like make it not awkward and cringy? That's what I'm trying to fight right now.
The awkward and cringy.
The awkward and cringiness.
I think.
This is already
stuff like
disaster.
This. Stuff like this really helps.
like if we had like a plan, like if we knew what the podcast was about, all that.
We knew what podcasts were, and we actually listened to them more.
Okay, so like my favorite podcasts are like I don't know. I guess one of my favorites is probably the Ricky Gervais podcast.
Yeah.
Did you ever listen to the Ricky Gervais podcast?
I've briefly flirted, dabbled.
You dabbled with that.
Yeah.
But that's funny because like Carl Pilkington's an idiot, and Ricky and Steve are like funny. They're comedians.
Yeah, sort of in their trade.
Yeah, and we're like, I mean, arguably we're idiots too, but not funny enough, and we're not comedians.
So it's really begging the questions. Why? Why does
you're really begging the question, lady? Why are we doing a podcast?
You've just said we're arguably idiots, though. I'd be one to argue that we are. So
you'd be one of those.
I'd be one of those. I'm on the other side of the camp.
And then there's podcasts like Sam Harris's podcast, where they're like intellectuals, and they actually have like interesting things to say, and. We're not one of those.
No. As previously stated, I don't think we're very intelligent.
So, kind of running out of options on what type of podcast to be.
Do you be a podcast? Is there types? Or do you just set up a mic and talk? That's the approach we've apparently gone for.
I guess, but then that leads me to like try to think of topics. And the first topic is why podcast with a question mark.
Great, well we're already tackling that.
We're already so
I'm glad you wrote that down because I don't think it could have come up any other way.
Because you said like when we were talking about the podcast at first, you said that you'd wanted to do a podcast for a while.
Yes.
So like why? Or what was your idea of what
I wanted to talk to my friend about cereal.
You wanted to do a cereal podcast?
I wanted to do a cereal podcast, yeah. And it almost happened, but then neither of us did it, and neither of us spoke about it. But like we spoke about it in an idea, but then beyond that, it never really came to fruition.
So it would have been just you two talking about cereal?
Yeah, yes, maybe reviewing cereal. It's easy to review, right? Because that gives you a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And it tells the person that could come to the podcast what to talk, like what they're in for. Because it's like cereal podcast.
Bit of a niche market, I would say, cereal.
Yeah.
Although I guess everyone does eat cereal, so that could be,
undoubtedly
could be one of those things that you never realised you wanted, a podcast about cereal.
And then it comes along, you're
like,
genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was the approach we were going to take. That's the market, the void we were going to fill.
I never knew how to verbalise my feelings for Cocoa Pops.
Liam is shrugging at the mic.
It's a very visual podcast.
Just close your eyes.
Maybe we should have a video of it.
That would just, I'd be even more.
That would be
awkward
so
in the video.
awkward. Like, I actually thought about that. I thought, like, when we're talking, like, usually we do funny, like, visual stuff as well.
It's all
so
visual gags.
Yeah, maybe that would be better. Then I thought about having a camera on me. No,
it would have been beyond awkward. But that might have been funny, right? Is that how humour works?
Just two people really awkwardly sitting in a bedroom.
Just grimacing.
In a messy bedroom.
If we both go to drink, how do you think that's going to play out?
Well, like
on the old mic.
On the old microphone. Well, I can edit that out. I can edit out silences. So there's no reason for this to be awkward. If we run out of things to say and there's a silence,
Just cut it out in post.
Yeah. So, we can just chill. But there's still the problem that we don't know like what to talk about.
Yeah.
Which is pretty annoying. Look at
Let me
list.
just reflect on my notes.
I'm looking at the notes, and the second is bestiality.
Okay, well we can go with bestiality. Let's ride with it.
I was just thinking about the other day, like why do we think that bestiality is wrong?
Is that a genuine question?
Well, I mean, I already know the answer. I think, but I just wanted to get your thoughts.
My thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, personally, from a from a little Liam point of view, I don't really see the appeal. Also, I don't think the animal. I was about to say cat, but don't get any hopes.
Don't get your hopes up. What?
What?
Why would they get their hopes up?
Oh boy!
You're not about to see Liam fucking a cat.
Because it's only audio. You might hear it. But
Oh,
where are we going? I just don't think the animal would enjoy it. The animal doesn't know what's going on, right?
So, like, yeah, but that's the thing. If you're, like, fucking, like, obviously, if you're having sex with... obviously, if you're making love to a cat, like, the hole's pretty small, probably cause some internal damage.
Isn't it like screwed? Is that
So
duck?
What?
I think cats have, like, corkscrew or, like, barbed penises.
No.
Is it a duck? Am I thinking of a duck? Ducks have the
corkscrew dicks, yeah.
And cats don't have
barbed.
Barbed, yeah.
What does that mean?
Like it's barbed.
Like
It's got spikes, so like it
spikes
goes in and then it like...
rips-
I don't know what the benefit would
rips
be.
the vagina
actually.
apart.
Yeah.
So you can like
I hadn't
really
thought about that
hook
one.
into it.
Yeah,
You just
and
stay
you win.
gripped in.
Like once you're in,
Yeah.
you're in for good.
We're
actually an intellectual podcast. We say words like
we answer the big questions.
We answer the questions you didn't even know you wanted to ask.
We dig pretty deep, guys. No, but like obviously, okay, that would hurt them.
Mm.
But like a big animal, maybe like a big dog or a cow. Like if it doesn't cause them any harm, like okay, why is it wrong then?
Do animals make love for love's sake? Do they enjoy the process? Because I've watched some squirrels outside of my window.
Weird. Yeah, go on.
And, well, they did it whilst I was eating lunch, and
The
they
fetish.
coincided. I wasn't
Fetish,
eating...
yeah.
No,
It's
no,
fine,
no.
it's fine. I
Well,
don't judge,
I wasn't eating lunch because the squirrels were having sex outside my window, but I did happen to eat lunch at the same time.
You
Squirrels were having
just
sex.
imagine you're munching on those squirrel nuts.
Oh, the squirrel's nuts.
Yes.
But they didn't look like they enjoyed it. They were fighting, and then.
Well, yeah, most animals, just reproduce. They just fuck for reproduction purposes. I think there are animals like chimps and various primates, I think, that enjoy
including,
it. Including me, Big Boy Bailey.
Big Boy Bailey. This is Slouching with Big Boy Bailey. And Little Legs Liam.
Whoa, nice.
That's actually Little Legs.
Is that your...
It's an old school nickname.
Really?
A really
I was going to say that came to you pretty fast.
Yeah. Well.
Big Boy Bailey, Little Legs Liam.
The alliteration is quite good, actually.
It's pretty good. It. You do have a lot, I mean... I wouldn't say they're little legs.
Not anymore.
They're kind of thin.
Yeah.
I guess, but proportionally speaking...
Lithe? Is that a word? Lithe? Lithe?
Lithe?
Is that a word?
Lithe?
Is that a word? Have I made it up?
Did you think that was
Well, it means like a thin...
Or did you just say
like
it?
A thin...
Like... Is this a word?
I'm just
Is
throwing...
it blah 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 a word?
But yeah, but life sounds pretty fucking good.
I don't
Doesn't that convey like a... not an acrobatic, a well...
What?
Good body.
Light? I don't know, I've never heard.
Well, it's thrown out there. You know, we'll Google it.
So you're just waiting for someone to make it a word?
I just made it a word.
Oh.
If nobody before me had made it a word, I just made it a word. If somebody had,
I have my connections with Oxford Dictionary. Oxford Dictionary?
Is that a person? Do you phone him up? Her? Him?
Her? Yeah, I don't want to be.
You know, it's a dictionary.
Shit. Well, squirrels.
Bestiality.
Bestiality.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
Get back to that. Oh yeah, chimp. Because they masturbate, don't they?
Yes.
So that must be some kind of pleasure, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, what was I saying? Yeah, okay, so if you're... Liam just spilled beer all over him. Well, not really. It's still dripping.
It's dripping.
It's dripping away.
You know, I'm sorting it out.
So like, okay. It's not a matter of... So I guess your answer was that they don't find it pleasurable, so it's not
They don't do it. No, they just don't do it
for pleasure.
For pleasure. So it would be purely hedonistic. Or
hedonistic?
Hedonistic?
I feel like that.
There's no A in it.
What do you mean?
Hedonistic. Intrinsically
well, hedonistic
selfish.
wouldn't be an A.
Alright, well, head, it has an A in it.
True. We can all agree on that.
Can I get an A then?
Intrinsically... What?
I'm just saying big words.
To
be honest.
I've been watching this philosophy podcast.
I just love saying big words.
Yeah.
It's just quite a selfish thing, right? That would be bestiality. The animal doesn't want that to happen.
True, but like if you're in a field, right? You spot a good-looking cow, sexy-looking cow. You know, I'm gonna have me some of that big cow.
It's a nice slab of beef.
You know what I'm saying? And you kind of you just make love to the cow.
Okay.
The cow probably doesn't care, right?
Well, either way.
Yeah, like he probably doesn't really feel
Even
it.
feel-
Like it's like
Well, I don't know about you.
Did I just unintentionally just admit that I have a tiny penis?
For the record, Betty does have a tiny penis.
Well, how would you know that? What are you saying? Don't make him think that. We're married.
Yep.
Stop doing that. Stop leaning into the mic. Okay, so if the animal doesn't care, doesn't feel anything, it's not harming them, why is it wrong?
Maybe you have a case.
I have a case for bestiality.
But even still, you can't really confirm that the cow doesn't enjoy it. Let's say you find an animal.
Because I'm about to parallel this to paedophilia, so be careful what you say.
Okay.
You might be good.
Okay, we could go that way. We don't have much else to talk about.
First two subjects are bestiality and paedophilia.
We can only go up from there.
But the thing is, like, what was? I'm forgetting what.
I don't think
my notes aren't helping me.
You don't.
It just says bestiality.
You've definitely gone a direction.
I should have written something down. What was my argument? Like,
if
the reasons why we think bestiality is wrong. Like, what are those reasons?
it just seems, well, for one, it seems unnatural, which is not a very convincing
Yeah,
case.
exactly. That doesn't really mean anything.
I guess that we assume that the animals don't like it. It would be rape of the animal.
But why do we assume that they don't like it? If they,
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that there's some anecdotal evidence of like someone
other than like
having sex
physical
with an animal
harm,
and them not enjoying
which
it,
is obviously
them
not good.
then retaliating.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe bestiality just gets killed out naturally, and that's why it's not very prominent.
What do you mean?
Like if you try to conduct it, you will die due to the animal like assaulting.
Maybe there's no cases of successful bestiality.
Yeah, like you sort of get it going, and then they just smack you on, and fucking you just.
Like, I guess, but I feel like the main reason is just because I guess it seems wrong.
Yeah, but there are people that don't
and because they're
think
like,
it's wrong, right?
obviously they're not, they can't talk or anything, not self-aware beings.
Yes.
So they can't give consent,
To an extent.
which I guess is also the main reason why. But I guess my question is, do we need consent? If we're not
Yes.
harming them.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like they're not gonna not notice you putting your dick in there.
I just want to clarify that I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm not.
I'm not a condoner of bestiality.
I'm not going around fucking cows. But like, because the thing with humans is, the reason why we don't rape humans, I mean some people do.
Generally,
Not
though.
cool. Not
Yeah.
cool.
Not on.
Just-
Not condoning that one
Not
either.
on, guys.
I know that you
With
said that
animals-
animals aren't self-aware, but that's kind of not true.
I know, right? I know,
I
right?
totally get you.
I get
but
what you're saying.
Think about this. Like, you wouldn't do it to a human, right? You wouldn't just walk up to a random human and put your dick in them.
You don't know me.
Okay, right. Well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't walk up to a random human and put my dick in them
Yeah.
because I don't know if they want me to put
Exactly.
my
So
dick
you're
in
saying that because we can't know if animals want it or not, then we should just, err on the side of safety and just not do it.
Yeah.
Do you want some vodka?
Yeah. Can I put it into something? Where's the limoncello bottle? I don't know much.
Want some lemonade? Want some water?
I could go get a mug, I guess.
You could use that. I think.
The can.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough to pour in. Is my
Yes,
only
that's
issue.
true. Well, what do you want me to do?
I don't know. I don't even know. I am posing this question for so long. I want a cup.
This is the next topic.
Yeah. What should Liam do? There's a mug behind me.
Sweet. Are you going to drink out of that? Are you going to wash it? You weren't going to wash it, were you?
No. I'm not going to wash
You
it.
said I'm still not going to wash it.
Even after you've talked to me about it.
Well, what are you looking for?
Your vodka.
You're trying to annoy me. Wait, where is the vodka?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Where the fuck did I just gave it to you.
Did you?
You just put it somewhere there.
Did I?
Liam,
you said
what the
that.
fuck?
Oh, it's here.
You just... oh, right next to you. Was it? Yeah.
Where are we?
You just... I have Westworld.
Oh boy.
There's no spoilers involved in what I wanted to talk about Westworld.
Okay.
It's just that a lot of the...
Wait, is this on?
yeah.
Oh shit! I was thinking, Bailey could be talking to a podcast audience right now. Maybe I wanted to bring it up. I was like, should we turn it on? But
We can cut that out. if you
no.
want.
Well, yeah. I mean, at least some of it.
So we can go through it. We'll see what you want to put out. So yeah, so I was watching Westworld, and a lot of the hosts, the robots in Westworld, they're all, a lot of them are very attractive,
Mhm.
males and females. You know, I'm not. You know,
Hey.
I'm just
Hey.
saying, objectively speaking. And so I was just thinking, like, if we lived in a world where, you have robo babes walking around, would you?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe on. You would definitely.
Oh, for sure. Well, basically,
Yeah, go on.
so I like the idea of having a robot wife.
Yeah, I was just going to preface this with saying that I think we had this conversation before, and you said that your ideal girlfriend would be a robot. We can cut that out.
Can we cut that out?
I should have said that. I feel like you just said that anyway.
I
so-
did. No, because really, I wouldn't mind having like another girlfriend on the side, but ultimately, I would love to have someone that I could just say, do this thing, do that thing, and they would do it. They wouldn't mind, and you have the benefit of being able to.
But so you want a sex doll, basically?
A sex doll that functions as a human being in the sense
but
that
it wouldn't
they
be your,
follow commands.
It wouldn't be your main, like, it wouldn't be your girlfriend. You would still have a real girl. Or could
Well,
it
it
be?
really depends on how good
so
it is.
They pass like the Turing test. They're indistinguishable from humans.
Sure, I wouldn't have any problem.
We don't know, like, just like animals, we don't really know if they're conscious or not. Maybe
Yeah.
they're just programmed that way. Like, we don't really know,
Yeah,
but they seem like they're real.
I
humans.
wouldn't have any problem.
You wouldn't care about the fact that maybe they're not?
No. Because it doesn't matter to me.
I guess not.
Like, ultimately, if they cared or if they didn't, they're still doing the same thing as if they did.
So you don't care
So-
about... So when you have a girlfriend, you don't really care about what's inside her head? Is that what you're saying then?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Is that the road we're going down?
No, because with a robot girlfriend, you do.
What do you mean?
You know more about what's going on. And apart from, like, your, post-Turing test, they've passed everything, they're basically indistinguishable by humans.
Yeah.
Then it's a bit more complicated, more so than I think if it was easily programmable. But then it could get quite boring, in that they have the same responses to your questions every time. Or like your queries and your kind
Well, that's what I'm saying. No, they're like they're like humans. Like they have human behavior basically.
I'm saying basically what I'm trying to say is that I do care about if I was to have a real girlfriend.
If I was to ever have a real girlfriend, which is
I would
very
totally
unlikely.
care about their.
Well, I don't know.
feelings.
Like, but do you? Because if you're willing to say that you would have a robot girlfriend,
I actually said that to a girlfriend I was dating. I was like, by the way, if robot girlfriends came up, you're gone. I'm afraid. Like, I'm out.
sorry.
It's just the way it's going to be, I'm afraid.
Really?
Yeah, because why wouldn't you?
Because maybe some people like want that human connection. Like
Yeah.
they like the idea that the other person is actually thinking, that the other person actually likes them.
It doesn't matter if they are programmed to like or if they actually
Yeah,
like.
but they're not. If they're programmed, they're not actually liking you. It's just
No, what's the difference? Ultimately,
Well,
the end.
from your point of view, there's no difference, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's true. But what I'm saying is, some people, most normal people, that's what they like from relationships. It's kind of an ego thing, Like, I want someone to like me, like another human to be like, oh, I like this person,
Yeah.
Whereas if it's a robot, I don't get that. It's just, well, they're programmed to. It's a reactionary thing. They don't really know they're not aware of it. They're just liking me because, oh well,
They're meant to.
yeah, they're meant to, I guess.
Like, that's in their programming. But I don't think that's an issue. Especially if, for example, free will, if that doesn't exist,
That's true.
then if I was to be in a relationship with someone, then they'd
basically the same.
always have, they'd
just an
always have
organic
been,
robot.
always have been in a
But
relationship with me.
Humans have that self-awareness.
Right, but I'm not saying that it's much use. And in practicality, I mean, hypothetically, I think I would go for the robot girlfriend just because it's less hassle. I wouldn't have to worry about
So if
all
you
the
have,
things
like,
that could go on in
Real
it.
girl, robot girl, and you have to choose between the two. You would go with a robot.
Is there any,
They're basically.
do they feel the same in my hand?
What?
Like,
What are you trying to
that's
say?
a strange phrase, but
Yeah, they're humans.
does
basically.
the robot feel like a human? Like, does it feel like flesh?
Yeah.
If I was to,
Everything's the same. Except
take it to the bedroom, would it function the same way?
everything's
Or-
the same, but you know that she's actually artificial.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Would you?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I think that. I guess actually that's good for you. Because my reason is that I have an ego. I don't know. I want someone to love me, I guess.
But I don't think it matters if it's programmed to love you or if you're not part of the programming, you can distance yourself from that, I think,
Yeah.
in your mind. But this is all
I guess it
hypothetical
doesn't
because
matter.
robots haven't reached that point. So I'm not.
Yeah.
But if it could fulfill the purpose, like fulfill the cravings or needs that you would otherwise like desire a human girlfriend for,
Yeah.
or a human partner for, then I don't see why it's an issue, because then you can still you focus on more. Almost, you can be a more selfish human being. Like you can be a more driven. Like you wouldn't have to worry about, oh, what if, I don't know, my partner is interested in other people, or what if my partner does not want to be with me anymore? Like all of those kind of anxieties about the relationship.
Why wouldn't you worry about that?
Because they're a robot.
But they could still cheat on you.
Could they?
Well, if they behave exactly like humans.
No, but I thought you said they were programmed to love me.
Well, not directly. Not
if there's absolutely no difference between them and a human,
literally no difference,
then I wouldn't have any problem at all.
Except we can't be sure that they're actually conscious.
I literally wouldn't have any, because I wouldn't even know.
But
so
everyone's aware that this person is a robot and this person is, like, we know which ones are robots.
But how can we tell?
Well,
if
I'm not sure, but like
I was under the impression that you were talking about like a robot that's programmed to basically like an order wife, like an order bride, but for a robot. Like you just buy a robot and it's your bride.
Well, no, like the characters in Westworld. Okay, they become like quote unquote self-aware.
Yeah.
But we don't really know if they are actually or not. Maybe they're just programmed that way. Like you don't. They're not literally programmed. This one wasn't literally programmed to fall in love with Liam. You know.
Right.
They were just programmed in a way that could happen. You know, they have human behaviour, but it's human behaviour that's artificially, you know, programmed.
But is that an issue?
Well, I don't know.
I don't.
The only difference is that, like, they're a robot, so we're like, maybe they're not conscious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I get you.
Whereas with humans, you know, I know that I'm thinking, so I assume that other humans are too.
Right.
But with robots, it would be like, well,
but you don't know why.
Do they have that thing that creates consciousness? We don't know.
I just don't think it matters, because we don't even know why we have it. So we can't assume.
So you're living in a world
where everyone is a robot already.
Basically,
yeah.
You're living in like you're a solipsist. You don't care if it's all fake. If you're in the Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well,
it's not like you're gonna burst through the Matrix.
Okay, if you.
And if you can, okay. I would never know if that was the case.
So would you prefer to? You would take the red pill. Go back. Wait, no, the blue pill. And go back into the Matrix and never know that you were ever.
No.
You would take the
if
red
I
pill.
became aware. If I became aware that my reality was false.
But taking the blue pill makes you forget that you ever saw the real world, and you go back into the Matrix. And you just
I think I'd take the red pill. The red pill.
The one that wakes you.
The one that wakes you up. The woke one. The woke pill. I'd take the woke pill.
Why would
over the sleep
Why
pill.
though?
Because it's more reality. Like it's.
But you wouldn't be happy in that world. Probably.
It doesn't matter. It's reality. I'd rather live in reality than delusion.
So.
I'm not sure about that.
But having a robot girlfriend though.
Yeah.
And not knowing whether or not they're conscious, like that's a delusion, kind of. You're just lying. You're just saying, well, maybe not. It doesn't really matter, you know, as long as. You know.
If it acts the same way as a human acts, then I'd like to have a robot girlfriend, one that I know that is a robot over them. If that makes sense. I'd take a more antiquated robot girlfriend over the current robot girlfriend. What I'm trying to say is that I prefer, because then I can focus dedicate my entire life to basically learning stuff.
Why?
Why not?
How would having a robot girlfriend change your life?
Because I wouldn't have any, all my desires that would be otherwise put into trying to make someone like me, or kind of if I was to have a.
So you want like a Yeah, you want a robot girlfriend who's like... She's clearly a robot, like...
Yeah.
There's no chance of her like leaving you or anything like that.
If I was to have a robot girlfriend, yeah, I'd prefer that over a human robot.
Well, that's even worse. Like that's. I mean, that's literally an object.
Yes.
You want a sexual object.
I wouldn't mind one
to be your girlfriend, your maybe wife one day.
I don't. No, not.
If it's like socially acceptable.
Sure. I mean, like, I wouldn't have anything against it.
Like, if we lived in that world where it's okay to have, like, a robot girlfriend...
Then...
Robot who...
is clearly a robot.
Is clearly a robot and probably will never leave you because they're programmed to stay with you. Like,
but as long as they're... Right, can they be human in other things? So it's just in their programming that they are tied to me.
Yeah, but everything else they're human,
fine.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
But this isn't the same as real humans then, because they don't have free will at all. Well, and there's no
even thought.
Like, no even chance of
decision.
them having free will at all. There's no doubt. You know that this thing isn't self-aware. You know that they've been programmed, and you're okay with that.
I think I would be.
Dude, just get a flashlight or something. Just get a, you don't need, like.
No, but obviously I like human contact.
Yeah, but you would know it's not human.
I just don't... I think I could ignore it.
It would feel fake, wouldn't it?
Would it?
Would it?
That's why I'm proposing a robot that feels human, but isn't.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying you would always know that it's programmed behaviour.
But I think I could probably move past. I'm quite good at just blanking out things, and I think I could. But I don't know, because this is all hypothetical.
That's a good thing or not.
It's something, maybe.
But
it is hypothetical.
Because it means that you just live for you, I guess.
Yeah. And that's how I feel like people should live. But then again, it's very selfish, and I'm aware that
but maybe
it might
isn't
be
selfish.
quite a
I
weird...
think my behaviour is more selfish. Because like I said, it's because I want someone, to basically... It's like an ego thing, I want someone to like me as a person, I want to know that they're an actual person with quote-unquote free will, even though we don't have free will, but whatever, who decided, who was attracted to me. Whereas if it's a robot, it's just, well, it was programmed, it was forced onto
them. But what's the difference? Because we don't even know why we like people. So, I don't see... We can't...
I guess.
It's just...
I guess, realistically, there is no difference. But humans are way more complex than a robot.
Supposedly, yeah.
Well, than the robot you would have as a girlfriend. Who's
yeah,
just been
literally
directly programmed to just, be... Like in Blade Runner, the girl in Blade Runner. Except she's a hologram, obviously, but like a real...
Oh, what, the joy?
Yeah, they're just sold, to be girlfriends.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, because she's developed uniquely to you anyway.
I guess maybe it's because real girls feels like more of like an accomplishment, like you've seduced someone, maybe
conquested.
You've conquered. You've conquested, is that?
Conquered, I guess is the word. It's a conquest.
It's a conquest, you've conquered.
Conquered.
Yeah, whereas with a robot it's like, dude...
You just bought that. That's money, man.
You have no game, man. You just bought it.
But like, does everybody... Nobody, like...
I guess it's because...
Does everybody have game? Should everyone have
Dude.
game? Should the people that don't have game not try?
Get robots.
Develop robots.
Well, I think that's already what's going on. The nerds
are developing the robots, and the
just
jocks
because they
are
want
just
sex
plowing.
Yeah. I guess that's the difference, is that you just want something to fulfill your needs.
Yeah, it's
but them to not
selfish.
Have their own life.
Yeah, but they wouldn't because they're a robot. Like, that's why it's not a worry. Because if they were human, obviously they deserve their own life.
So what is your what is your reason for wanting a robot? Is because you don't want to worry about them?
Yeah, I don't want the anxiety. Like, I don't want any...
What anxiety?
So, I feel like if I'm in a relationship, I'd feel like, oh, but what if they left? Like, or what if they did this thing? And what if they talked to that person too much? I feel like I'm quite controlling as a person.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to apply that to a person, and obviously it's not that humane to be controlling of people.
Yeah.
Like, it feels wrong. Obviously, it is wrong to just apply your beliefs to other people and like what you want as the general consensus. So I wouldn't want that, but I feel like deep down, if I had that, I wouldn't care.
But you don't have that thing where you want someone to like you.
Well, obviously I want to be liked, and I feel like you tailor yourself to the people that you want to be liked.
Yeah, I guess.
But I think but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's hypothetical, because I don't know if there was a robot wife, and if I had that, would I then still feel a need, or like a need for flesh? I'm not a zombie, but like a desire.
Yeah. So would you cheat on your robot girlfriend?
I'm curious. I don't know myself.
Because if you would, why would you? Like, why would you need to? But I'm just trying to figure out like what the difference is between the two of us, that I wouldn't want a robot girlfriend and you would.
Maybe I'm just that more autistic.
I'm happy to accept that.
I don't know.
So your romantic relationship doesn't hold that much importance in your life, like in your worldview. Like, that's not.
No, it does. But what I'm saying is, a robot wife would fulfill those needs, I think.
So,
Because like the main reason I would want a girlfriend or a partner or whatever would be the sort of base kind of sexual desires and like those kind of things.
Right. But you don't need a girlfriend for that. Like, that's not something a girlfriend gives you, or a wife or whatever. That's
it does on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Sorry. They would oh boy!
Oh shit. I guess this is the difference. Because you can't fall in love with a robot.
Why?
If you know they're you can't fall in love with a robot.
Why?
I don't think you can. Because in the back of your mind, it's always just going to be an object.
But so what? I feel like I can capacity to love objects.
We're not programmed to do that, to fall in love with objects.
Maybe you're not. Maybe I've got that software.
But like, I don't think, because what if you're with the robot and then you start having feelings with a real girl?
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you be like,
Well, I'd
no
explore-
point, I'm getting everything I need from the robot?
No, I'd explore the feelings with the flesh.
the flesh
fleshy,
being,
yeah.
the flesh person.
I'd explore that, but I know that the robot wouldn't be upset about it, because I hate being tied to things, and like it being restricted.
Hate commitment.
Maybe.
How original.
Maybe, but like I don't like feeling restricted, like being pulled back by anything. So if I had a girlfriend, I then couldn't pursue. I would feel morally obligated, and I'd like to not pursue any other.
Is the robot? So the robot is just for sex.
And other things.
But what? Like what?
Like cleaning.
So, well,
Like the boring shit. The stuff that I don't want to do. I'd rather have someone that wouldn't mind doing those things. And I wouldn't mind doing those things, because I don't want to wish because I don't enjoy them, I assume that other people don't enjoy them.
so it's just
Like a convenience bot.
it's a utilitarian thing. You just want something, to do all the stuff you don't want to do,
So I can
including
do-
the sex, which is basically just, it's better than jerking off,
Yeah.
right? So, but there's no like emotional thing. So what this is telling me about you is that you don't care about that, like the emotional, I guess, relationship or whatever.
But it's definitely easier to say that. It's easier to...
Because I would like to agree with you, but like I know I wouldn't choose the robot though.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to it, I don't know how it would, really how it would play out, but I'd like to think that that's the case, but I feel like that would be the case if a robot such as the one we described existed. I think that's how it would play out. And I just want to apologise to all future fleshies that I talk to.
The fleshies.
But I feel emotion, so the emotional side of things is quite important to me, but I just don't know right now if I'd
Like,
If I think I'd prefer the thing that I've said, basically.
yeah.
I would want like a just if I could, like if it was an option, I'd take it.
So you
But I'm not saying that I like want it as an option.
So you would have no obligations like towards this robot. You don't have to go on dates. You don't have to. Like,
No, it's a
listen
robot.
to her,
Like
you don't
it's
have to talk to like. It's it's just
it's
for
the
your
same
needs.
way I'd use my computer, kind of thing. Like
So that's what you want from a woman.
when you putting words in my mouth, man.
I feel like you're putting me into a corner here.
No, but should a woman such as that arise, please contact me through these. No, obviously that's what I want out of a robot.
I think that's fair to say that if you could have a choice between, two real women, one of them is really annoying, and one of them is just like one of them is kind of a servant but a real person, then you would take
I'd
that
take
one,
the servant,
I guess.
I think.
But that's because you know they're a real person. They're okay.
But I
with
wouldn't
that.
want to. That's the thing. I wouldn't want to put that on a real person. Like I wouldn't want a real person to go through that because it would be shit. Because there's no way that anybody could enjoy doing all the shit for me.
'Cause I guess I would. Like if it was acceptable, I'd probably buy a robot.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's like,
saying.
man, sex, sure, cool.
Yeah, and like
And-
slave, do all the shit that I don't want
slave.
to do. Nice.
Slave?
Slave?
Yeah.
Slave?
Yeah, but I would never like imagine like, that the robot as like my girlfriend or whatever, like as my relationship. It would just be literally just like. So.
Yeah, I don't know if. Have I said that I would consider it my relationship before?
Well,
Am I going to
yeah,
go against what I've just
pretty
said?
well, yeah, because.
Because ultimately it would be an owning. It wouldn't be a relationship. Like my relationship status
But
would be it's complicated.
But I would feel that like that. I
Well,
would feel like I need a relationship. Well, not need, but like I would prefer a relationship. With a fleshy.
But you can't get a fleshy. Like
Well, but we try to, don't we?
yeah, but I don't know if I feel like I could be quite satisfied. Because currently
Really?
I'm relatively satisfied.
Sure.
And I don't even have a robot wife. So
Yeah, but that's because we're not like, I don't know. Yeah, you don't need to be in a relationship all the time, but like, after a while, like. But I don't know if I want to be in a relationship or not.
that's the thing. I don't know if I want
Actually,
to be
I
in
think
a
I
relationship.
do.
Because when I'm in the relationship, I get quite absorbed by the relationship
Yeah.
and by the person. Like I become very invested in the person.
Do you get jealous?
Yeah, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
So I'd rather not. And if
it's
I had
actually pretty like toxic. Like all relationships are toxic.
exactly.
basically.
That's how I see it, and I can't be who I want to be. Like I can't focus on the more intellectual side of things because I'm so engrossed by the person.
You sure of that though?
That's how it's been in the past. So I'm
guess.
quite enamoured with the person, and I just want to find out more about them, and I want to spend time with them, and the things that I
Yeah.
want to do become things that want to be done with them.
I guess. Yeah.
So all the things that I want to do coincide with the things that they want to do. I don't know if intentionally or what, but and then what?
I think-
Inevitably, they break up with you or whatever, you know.
there was break up.
But like,
So-
I think that's
So your problem with relationships is the fear of like what comes after the relationship.
Yeah, because you get so. I did anyway. Got so invested as a partner, like as a sort of companion and team. I would think in team, not as myself.
Yeah.
And I like thinking about myself. I think I'm happier thinking about myself.
But you know that, like inevitably, you don't want to be alone all your life,
No.
do you?
No, but that's why I'm saying if a robot.
So it has to happen at some point.
Yeah. But even then, obviously, at some point, I think I want to be like a parent. I think. So.
You want to be a parent?
Maybe.
Do you think that would go well? I'm not saying it would.
I'd like to think so, but whether or not it would is a completely different matter. Because obviously I'm nowhere near I don't think I'm as
I mean,
good
there are
as I'd
people
like
who
to
have
think.
like children at our age.
Yeah,
our age.
and I think not the baby's doomed for failure, but it's not a great setup. Like,
yeah, like
my mum was the daughter of a mum that was like also 16, and she was the daughter of a mum that was 16, and I was my brother, my oldest brother, was a son of a daughter that was like 20. So they're really young.
What was anything that you just said right then? What
Just
was any
like,
of that?
Sort of my family tree.
They were all 16-year-olds.
Yeah, they were young. They were young, basically.
Is that a sign? Is that a sign that you want to stop the book?
I'm just, it's now 9 o'clock, which means that it's gone on for like 2 hours.
How do you end a podcast?
Well, I guess with stuff like this, you talk about ending it, and then it ends. Then there's like an outro. There's like a tune.
Okay, so this
that
is
kind of plays at the start, but it signifies.
This is the outro. Go there. Do the outro. Do the tune.
Hold on, let me do it.
No, do it.
I'll do a speech first.
Do the speech first.
This has been Slouching with Liam and Bailey, just slouching through topics. Today we discussed bestiality, amongst the other things you just listened to that you're fully aware of the topics. I'm going to back away from the mic and maybe play a little tune.
Oh.
Yeah!